Thanks for joining us today. I'm Joel Cleary, Director Founder here at Forward Path Advisory. We've got Danu from Ananda Rasa Advisory. We're privileged to be here with Sue and Marie today, who are the directors and founders of All About You Care. So it's great to have you both along. We're really looking forward to hearing about your background and inspirational business setting up All About You Care. I guess the first question we wanted to go through today is to get a better understanding of your background and career highlights and what got you to set up All About You Care.
Well, good afternoon, Joel, firstly, and thank you for having us both. Marie? Okay. And look, we've both had quite diverse backgrounds, and at some stages we've both worked in the care services industry, and we really did kind of look at it from the perspective of what was lacking, and decided that we could certainly do something better. So there was a lot of issues in regards to what we were seeing, and we felt that there was only one way to address that, and that was definitely to try to present something better. Certainly, I think Sue can expand on that with her years in nursing as well. Yeah, so basically over 35 years of working in very many different fields of the health industry and seeing what was already being presented to mainly our elderly and disabled people, I found that the industry had lacked a lot of care support, and a lot of what I saw behind closed doors really frazzled me and got me upset. And so therefore, after a lot of consideration, decided that, you know, we could give a lot more to what they deserve to get.
Okay, thanks. So sort of it sounds like you've identified a few gaps, but then taking the leap to actually start your own business is a big move, particularly, you know, sort of later on in your careers, in your 50s. So what is that your major motivation, seeing the gaps that, you know, in the service that was being provided, and what were your other key motivational drivers?
Mainly it was exactly that. It was looking at where we were in terms of family and all that sort of thing as well, that we were probably at a different stage in our lives that we could then make that commitment to something. You know, we didn't want to really come into something and then not look to follow through on that. So I guess it was a stage in life that we were looking at that was a bit of a motivation as well, you know, having juggled family and all our commitments with work, etc., that we were in a good position to be able to maybe do something along those lines. And we also were thinking that we wanted to build a business that we could be proud of and maybe something that could be there for us for the future.
Fantastic.
Would you have some career highlights that you could share with us today? Because it's very inspiring work that you both do in the care industry, and it'd be great to hear what your highlights are.
I think our highlights would be the fact that we found working together and focusing on our business of, I suppose, support networks that are out there, and what they're able to provide for the most vulnerable isn't enough. So I think we focus on making sure that we try very hard to maintain not only the independence of a client, but also making sure that they're aware that we are all there. And why I say all of us is not only just Marie and myself, but also our care staff are there to help them live the best life and quality of life they possibly can while still living at home. And I think that is really important because especially elderly people, they are very confused as to who comes into their home. It's a frightening experience for them, having somebody coming into the home, whether they can trust them, whether they can rely on them, and whether they can be there for them at the most difficult times of their life. Marie and I enhance on that as much as we possibly can, giving them that reassurance that that's what we're there for.
Yeah, we find that in the financial planning space as well. Yeah, it's about good quality care and providing reassurance to people,
100.
particularly in their vulnerable state or stage of life. So
Correct.
that's really good.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
And now, so you've been running your business for several years now. Now,
Yeah.
what growth have you seen in that period? And yeah, how do you maintain the quality of care that All About You is known for?
Well, I think growth has just happened for us very naturally, which both Marie and I are very fortunate. Our growth has expanded not due to advertising, it's been due to recommendation. We have always said from the start, it's not about how big we get, it's about being able to provide the quality of service that we do provide and giving that individual care for each individual client and making sure that they do get their needs, to maintain what they need to be getting so that they can stay at home and live the rest of their, hopefully, life at home.
So good.
Yeah, I think we're very fortunate that Marie and I have, and we look at things the same way. We're always on the same page, and yeah, I'm very fortunate to have an amazing business partner,
And ditto.
and that has helped us both to be able to continue what we do continue.
And I think culture starts from the top. So, the quality of service that you provide and have ingrained in your business model will flow through into the people and the staff that are working for you as you grow, right? So I think that's fantastic.
That's very, very true. Yes.
Yeah.
So in terms of starting your own business then, what's one piece of advice or the best piece of advice that you could give to someone?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
No problems. Yeah, I'm just thinking in terms of starting your own business, any business, what's one piece of advice that you would give to someone?
Yeah, so if there's young girls out there, I know Rads and I throughout this journey have been really inspired by what you both have done. So it'd be great to hear if you've got sort of young girls or ladies who are passionate about what they do, but want to take the next step, starting their own business. Yeah, what advice would you have for them?
Look, loving what you do is the key factor. Enjoying what you do is also a major key factor, but dedication and loyalty, I think, to each and every client that you have. But I think, just loving what you do is the most important part of your job.
Yeah, I think if you've got the right motivation and there's no real external factors standing in your way, then there's only one way to do it, and that's actually just start. So yeah.
So good. And yeah, now how have you seen the sort of care industry sort of evolve or change over the years? Or do you tend to find that it hasn't really changed and it's more of what's always been? Yeah, how do you sort of see it?
Oh, look, I see it that unfortunately, through experience myself, through what I have seen out there in other sort of working for companies, it's become a business, unfortunately, and that's all it is. It's a numbers game. I think it's become an industry where the quality of care certainly isn't a focus on the clients themselves. Yeah, what can I say? It's been an emotional role when I was working out there under other, health companies and providing services. And I think that's another reason that motivated myself, especially, to open up my own business so that I am not told what I can and cannot provide in the industry.
I know now that I am able to give what I truly want to give, and that was a big drive for me, major big drive.
Yeah, and I think one of the other things that we've really noticed in regards to the changing evolution of the caring industry is that there's a lot more focus nowadays in regards to the actual primary caregiver, and maybe trying to support the primary caregiver as well, because they've actually suddenly realized, that is the person that a lot of the onus falls upon. And so we try to work very closely with the primary caregiver as well to help them to understand that we're also there to support them. So it actually becomes a whole package. It's not necessarily just about the client, it's also about their family, network around them as well, that we're also working very closely with.
That's
Okay,
great.
So in terms of the client then, however, what are some of the biggest challenges that you see that they're facing at the moment?
Look, I think it touches a little bit on what Sue said before, and that is ensuring that they have a clear understanding that we really are there to honestly assist them, and that they can rely upon us, because I guess that they are wary. They've not had to really rely on people before. And so they're naturally a little bit standoffish. We do actually often tell them it's not going to be an instant connection, where we're going to come marching in on a white horse and save you. It's really a little bit about them understanding that it takes time to build that relationship. And we do actually, warn them of that initially as well. And over time, they do actually relax into it. So, it's lovely for them to actually really realize that we stand by what we say.
Yeah, it's so important, having that sort of transparency and then walking them through that journey.
100%. And look, I'll just add a little bit more to that. We talk a lot about the client being comfortable and the client trusting, and also, and all that. But it also goes for the carer as well, the care staff. Maria and I always try very hard to look at the background of a client and then match a carer that we feel fits in with that client and can grow and, build not only just a connection, but they become part of a family unit as well. And I think that is really important, that you don't often, you try and build it so that there is not change all the time with a client and the carer themselves. So yeah, I think a connection between the two is very, very important.
And certainty. And I think part of what your business does is provides that certainty and reinsurance, which is really important.
Correct. Yes. Yeah.
Excellent. And now, so the last question today. So how has Forward Path Advisory and RADS and myself helped assist you in your business venture and journey?
Look, it's been absolutely amazing with the guidance and suggestions and strategies that we've got from you guys. And I guess the biggest thing is the moral support. It's so nice having someone riding alongside of us and really have a clear understanding of our business and where we want to go. The amount of times that you guys have sat down with us and really chatted to us about our business to get a really good understanding of what we want to do has just been amazing. So yeah, it's really lovely to know that we've always got you there to help and support.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And now you had some golden questions, Danu.
Yeah, we do ask our guests these two questions. You can keep an open mind. It doesn't need to be about the subject matter that we've been discussing. But first question is, what is something that excites you at the moment? And then contrary to that, what is one thing that frightens you? So it can be about anything.
Well, the one thing that excites me is hoping to reach the goal that I've always had my fixation on, which is, of course, one day opening up a centre for Maria and I to be able to manage and, just be able to bring those who are lonely, who are living at home on their own, being able to connect with others in the same sort of situation and be able to provide that loving warmth, care, so that they know they're not on their own and that we are a family and we are a unit, and be able to provide them with the ongoing care that they need. You know, I think my biggest heart is the fact that I see a lot of, including clients, live on their own, don't have no connections with family or outside, you know, world. I would love to be able to provide to bring them all together and give them a family that they deserve. That's my whole heart aspect, and you know what I would love to build on one day. Yeah.
It's scary how loneliness is such a big problem in our society.
Yeah, you're right, Joel. And I think that's, you know, that causes a lot of depression and a lot of mental health, bad mental health. And I think if we can provide, I suppose, that loving community and support, I think that would definitely assist a lot of people, you know, in the depressional stage of life and things like that. So yeah.
I think there is a lot of fragility around, you know, people's mental health at the moment, and I think definitely that's going to be a major focus for us in the future, not only with clients but also with staff as well. And, you know, we are noticing that there are a lot of issues around staff and what they're seeing as well, which is actually impacting them as well. So yeah, it's a big task ahead, definitely.
Yeah.
It's very inspiring, and we wish you the best. You know, continuing on that journey, and I hope that others can follow in the same footsteps, because it's a bigger issue than just, you know, one business, right? So it's something for everyone to consider. So yeah,
absolutely.
Thank you. Yeah, absolutely.
It's been so good having you both on today, and really inspiring to hear your journey. So thanks for sharing with us.
Thanks for having us. Thank you.
And thank you for all you do.
Yes, thank you very much for your support. Thank you.
No worries.